Hello everyone, welcome to Aptera Owners Club. In this video, we're going to talk about the user interface of the Aptera. As many of you guys know, Crank Software was the software developer that helped Aptera with their user interface, and they are probably still refining it. So most of the stuff we're looking at right now was built for the alpha vehicles. I don't think it's going to change too much, but there may be some subtle changes in the user interface. This is Crank's Software's homepage, and you can see here Aptera is one of their customers. They have lots of big customers: GE Appliances, Coca-Cola, Nintendo, Bosch, John Deere, Emerson, GE Appliances. So yeah, this is a well-established UI company, and they're the ones that have helped Aptera with their thing. They have a blog in their blog, and they talk about how they dealt with the project, and if you want to read it, you can go look at their blog and read it yourself. There's not too much that's super interesting to us in this. It's just more them talking about how they deal with customers and how they built using their software, how they built the interface very quickly. This is a webinar that they put on their YouTube page talking about how they built this again. And here is the interface for Aptera. And you can see that basically it's very Spartan. There's not very many knobs or tactile feedback interfaces. Everything is run through this tablet. They did this mainly, I think, for cost reasons. And to streamline the look of the car and also streamline the manufacturing of the car. I know a lot of people want buttons and tactile feedback for things like climate control and volume control and things like that, but it looks like, unless they put it in the steering wheel, which a few things they might do, it is going to be a very kind of Tesla Model 3 like experience with everything run through the tablet. They wanted drivers to understand and maximize vehicle efficiency based on what's operating, and we'll see evidence for that. And then the usual things like navigation, media player, and climate controls. The one thing else that you find out in this webinar is that they're using a Toradex IMX8 computer module and a 15.6-inch multi-capacitive touchscreen, so it's much like it's a large display. And I went to Toradex's website. This is the IMX8 module. It uses ARM processors, and if you look at it, it's built for vision and media processing applications. So that may mean that this is the thing that they're using to do the partial self-driving, because it is so it's running a Linux system. And you see Crank here. They use this interface a lot, and then it is optimized for machine learning and computer vision applications. So that's good. It's a very powerful computer module, and so that's what they're doing. You'll notice here as we look through there, I just want you guys to look at this. This is a mock-up of the Tesla user interface, and you'll see a lot of similarities with the speed here and the visual interface, showing where the Aptera, or in this case the Tesla, is on the road with various road features here, and the battery state here, and the big nav here. So we're going to kind of look through and look at this. So here's one. I went through these videos and tried to capture stills of showing various parts of the user interface. And you see here, you see like the car's in park. It's probably charging. It's at 20% stated charge. Current range is stated right here. Here's the time. This is probably the ambient external temperature here. And here's a maximum range here. And it looks like it tells you, like, if you turned off this, you would gain this much range. If you turned off this, you would gain this much range. If you turned off this, you gain. This looks like heated seats to me. This looks like a fan. I'm not sure what this is. It's going to add 20 miles if you turn this thing off. I'm not sure what that interface is. This is the trip odometer here, and then I think this gray outlines the round trip radius, like you could go here and back. because I think based on this, this is like a little bit outside of Joshua Tree National Park on the I-10. Here's Palm Springs over here, and so this I think this is about 100 miles. So if it says a 200-mile range, this is the round trip radius here shown on the UI. And then here you see the temperature inside the car, probably the volume interface, and then these are the heated seats here. This is another screen. I think this is the charging interface. So you can close the charge port here. This is where you can set the charge limit. So you see charge limit right here, and it's set at 85%. You can change the charge current, I guess, and you can schedule the charging. Again, you see the inside set temperature and the heated seats. This is interesting, and this shows both heated and cooled seats, and that's something that Chris Anthony talked about, that they probably have cooled seats, which I think would be a great feature, especially for people that live in hot climates. And then it looks like you can set various levels of heat on and off here. And then this is the climate control. It looks like you can have dual zone climate control for the driver and the passenger. And then it looks like you can direct the wind stream by moving your fingers around here, which is very similar to the Tesla interface. This is a screen that shows the battery management. So you can see state of charge here, and then watt hours per mile over time. Like if you're really accelerating or climbing a hill, you see it go up. And then here you can see, okay, let's step back here. This is the charging interface, scheduling the charging. Here's the lights. This is controls the external and the internal lights. This is adaptive high beam. I can't really make out what these are. I think this is ambient lighting or something. And then here you see the locks. You can lock the car. As you scroll down, this is the display. So you can set the brightness of the display, auto here. This is sound. And it's like treble, midtones, bass, volume. And I'm not sure what this is. I think this is where you can kind of direct the sound. You can like make the central point a certain place. Again, the heated seats. All right, so here's the sound. Oh yeah, this is fade. Okay, yeah, so fade and balance here. You can just move it around. It's very clear. And then here you can see the safety features.
Their solution really.
So collision avoidance, lane departure assist. So those are safety features. And here you can get a little better view. It's in drive mode in this interface. You see the speed limit, that it's read off the signs, battery percentage here. And then right here, this is watt hours per mile, so instantaneous efficiencies here, odometers here, trip odometers here, and this is like the menu here. This is the vehicle interface, which we're in now. This is the battery efficiency interface, which we saw before, and this is the media interface. And some diagnostic things here. I don't know, this looks like it's probably part of the interface. And then here, you can see how the menu interface works. When they first get see, it zones in and out. Okay, so very interesting. It's a very similar, as you can tell, to this Tesla, a lot of similarities to the Tesla interface, which I think makes sense because the cockpit is very similar in that everything has to be controlled via the tablet. I know many people have very strong feelings about not having to use a touchscreen to run things like climate control and the media interface. And people don't like that, but it is done for cost, ease of manufacture, and ease of design. So I think that Aptera has made the right decision. I know a lot of people don't like that, but it makes sense for what they're trying to do. I think it would just add complexity to have knobs, and to have to find parts and suppliers for all those things. And this way, you can just have a large screen and one Toradex module, and then Crank software gives them the user interface, and then you're kind of done. And you can see the Toradex module right here that's running it. Okay, so if you have any comments, comment below, and thanks for watching, guys.